Let me start this by saying I know I'm AH, but I need another opinion. I, 25M, recently got broken up with by 26M. I'll call her Luna for private reasons. Luna and I met on Tinder back in December-ish of 2021, stayed talking on the app for few, then I asked for her number. Then finally decided to ask her out, and she agreed, so I decided on my favorite diner in my hometown. Had never taken a girl there since it was usually just for the boys. But I wanted to truly impress her in some weird way. I'm very outgoing, but women scare me. Therefore, very nervous before the date. I got there first, and I saw her pull in. She got out the car, and my heart felt something it had never felt. I go introduce myself and give her a hug. I like to give hugs, but physical touch at that time was too much. But I wanted her to feel safe. The first time I held her in my arms, it was fireworks and sunshine. We go in. Have amazing breakfast food at 8 p.m. First red flag was that I put ketchup and syrup on my eggs. If you haven't tried it, don't judge. We finish dinner. But we're having a great talk. So we stay in my car and chat for what seemed minutes but was actually hours. After that day, Luna and I immediately got closer. One day, she tells me she doesn't want a relationship, that she's okay with friends, and I agreed since I had been in 3 continuous relationships. We mainly were intimate with each other, but there were few occasions where I either slept with someone or she did, but we were honest. 2 to 3 months go by and asked me for a relationship, and I said no. But I had a reason. I can't meet the love of my life in 3 months if I'm going to do this again. I want to truly know her. So it's how it went. Fast forward early November, she asks me for a relationship again, and I freak. So I push her away, but she wants to stay. But a year of friends, it's understandable. Although the freak out was because I wanted to so damn bad, but was so scared. Later that night, I had a talk with my oldest brother. He straight up said to me, "You're upset, but you're pushing her away. Let her love you." And so I did. Plan ask her to be mine began. For a couple days I took her out to places, and we explored so much together. The day I finally managed to get the courage to accept her love was the beginning of the most beautiful thing that ever happened to me, yet the worst thing to have destroyed me. That day she came and visited me at work, a server. She sat in my section and had a meal and just looked at me. Now this was something big for her as well. Luna in the beginning was very shy and hated being around crowded places. So her coming that day by herself, just to see me, truly melted me. Finally, she finishes dinner and she comes and says she will be going to pick up a friend because we were all supposed to have fun at my job, because after 11 p.m. it turned to a nightclub. Although the place starts getting very crowded, so we left, but I wanted a single drink to calm the nerves, so we went to another, and it was closing. Sad and anxious, we walk back to my job and see fire trucks and cops. So we go in, and my brother that also worked there at that time said it was overcrowded, so they took everyone out. Finally, my brother gives me the drink. And as soon as I do, I hold Luna by her waist and ask her, what if maybe we do actually do this together? She immediately was surprised, but so happy. She first asked if it was the alcohol talking, but obviously she knew it wasn't, since it was the only drink I had and alcohol takes more than 2 minutes to affect. She then asks, "Are you sure?" I then realized that I was with her 100%, not 50-50ths like past relationships. Luna and I worked full-time, therefore had goodish income. We did everything together. We did not let go of each other. I remember her favorite thing when we sat together at restaurants was to wrap her arms around mine, and she looked at me, those beautiful eyes. As time passes, we both unfortunately start to decline mentally and physically from the partying. We started not going to work. I finally ended quitting my very well-paying job, and she was fired from a very good job. The partying did not stop, sadly, since we both had addictions. Arguments started, anger built, and resentment began. Soon our communication went from amazing to ignoring a lot of red flags from both. Soon she finally said enough and started working. I decided to move not too far, but enough to be distant. That's where our downfall began. I wanted her with me and soon basically was forcing her to move, but she couldn't, as she couldn't leave her father. With me gone, she started doing better while I stayed in that hole. I would visit her and be high a lot. No sleep, no cuddles. I was so bad that I wanted to be with her so bad, but I was so embarrassed. I tried many times to break up, because I was not enough for her. She refused to leave and stayed. I tried to end my life multiple times, and she saved me all those times. But soon, like every human, it becomes exhausting when you love your partner and you're watching them destroy themselves. But at all times, she stayed kind. She never judged. She consoled me instead of being yelled at, since it was what I was used to. But soon the resentment started to come out. She tried to break up with me on my birthday while we had a concert to go to. Then a couple of months later she hooks up with her female best friend. She is bi. It was rough, but we managed, although it's where my resentment began. But we both just adored each other too much. Even through the addition, I knew I adore her, but I was watching myself destroy myself. Fast forward to recent events. She asks for a break one day, and I agreed. But it didn't sit right with me. So I start to overthink and end up getting high. 12 hours later, and am out of my mind but angry at her because breaks are BS and I wanted her to talk to me. Since that day, it's been hell in reality. Since that day, the Dr*GS took over, and I lost myself in my mind. Now, a little quick background of me. I have always been mentally unstable-ish, but never fully gave in. Until the breakup. I started from begging to threatening to constantly delete myself, and became the worst part one could ever have been. I was put in a behavioral facility twice. By her. Because of the constant threat of doing the act. I constantly texted her from different numbers, and she blocked everyone. Now, there was reason why. I still was not told in person why she left. But then again, there's a million reasons. So that goes on for a month-ish, and it got bad that I needed to move back home with my parents. But it meant being close to her. And so I started to text her constantly. And one day, while having a psychotic episode, I told her I was outside her job about to end it all. Which in reality, I wasn't. I wanted the attention even if it meant hating me. She calls the cops and they come to my parents' house and end up hospitalizing again for the second time. I get out day later. I don't text her for about a week. Then I ask if I could please talk to her. That's when I learned she had put a restraining order against me. My world collapsed and a part of me died. The pain was physically hurting and I cried like I had never done in my life. I had finally reached rock bottom. Since that day, I started trying to fix myself. It's been now 3 weeks. And much healthier. I accepted her goodbye. Wish it never came to this, but all I can do now is wish her the best and love her forever from the background. If anyone reads this, thank you, kind soul. You're wonderful. Bug, I love you. Be safe. Until we meet again, baby girl. We'll get it right in the next life.